the Wolfpack Mentality. Kamari McMullin is here with me of OnTECH Charter High School in Syracuse. He is a football student athlete and plays multiple positions on the team. And so we are happy to have him here in studio. As you know, OnTECH Charter High School made history here in August, signing their multimedia marketing partnership with WakeUpCall with Dan Tortora and Dan Tortora Broadcast Media, the first high school to do anything of this style of partnership ever in Central and Upstate New York history, maybe in the state of New York overall. And so to make history with OnTECH Charter High School has been amazing. And now to make history with Kamari being the first guest in studio. So Kamari, you will always be the first one to sit in studio. How are we doing?
Good, and you?
I'm doing very well. My dog is also here with Kamari. Those of you that know Miss Lily. So Kamari, how's the morning going? How you been? How's everything?
My morning's going good and anything. How about you?
Doing well. You are a Michigan Wolverine fan.
Yes, sir.
We'll
yes,
forgive
sir.
you for that here on the show. So how did you become a Wolverine fan?
Bryce Underwood.
Bryce Underwood, okay. And what about Bryce Underwood stuck out to you?
You know, I just genuinely liked watching his game during high school, so I transitioned over when he went to Michigan.
Okay. All right. So for you, Kamari, to be a part of OnTECH Charter High School, obviously you're representing the school, not just as an athlete, but also as a student. Bring me into your journey and how you ended up at OnTECH Charter High School.
So basically, when I was looking to go to high school, I was trying to find a program to play football at, and just looking around everywhere else, I really wanted to give Bishop Grimes a shot. So that's where we first partnered with Bishop Grimes, and I just really thought that it would be fun to go play with another school that's outside of the city for real. So
Yeah.
that's why I decided to go, and we had fun.
So you went to Bishop Grimes, obviously Bishop Grimes and Bishop Ludden combined. So what happened to bring you to OnTECH?
So when Bishop Grimes closed, coming to OnTECH was, I wanted to I didn't want to go and leave the school. I wanted to be able to make a team there at the school that I was at. So I
Okay.
went and I got a couple people to come sign their names on the board. And then I went and ended up going to a school board meeting, and it was just a lot. And I ended up getting us a team at the school.
So when you're looking at OnTECH and looking at the opportunity, how long did it take you coming from Grimes to OnTECH to really feel like, hey, this is the right place for me?
It was really an immediate thing because, it was like we were all together. Like, OnTECH is like a family. So, being there, you, feel together. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah. How would you describe the family? Why does it feel so together at OnTECH? What is it that makes it feel like a family?
The connections, the teachers, the players, they really just, they try to make you feel comfortable. They're like, we don't leave people out. So, at other places, there'll be distant groups of, certain different kids. They don't do that there. We, all come together, and I really appreciate that.
And you talked about not playing in the city, playing somewhere else, and you did that with Grimes. OnTECH, you're in the city of Syracuse, but you're at this very unique school, this charter school that has no districts. You can come from anywhere. Yeah. So when you were looking at where to go after Grimes, OnTECH, you talk about the family side of it. What else about OnTECH stood out to you and to be a part of, essentially being back in the city of Syracuse?
Yeah. What stood out to me is that the school goes based off of they like the student voice. They really like to listen and hear the student's voice, and I really appreciate that because I'm really one of them kids who like to use their voice and stand for what they believe in.
How did you find OnTECH? Who brought you there? How did it all come about in that respect?
I found OnTECH because of my old teacher at Southside, Miss Lewis.
Miss Lewis?
Mm-hmm.
So were you at Grimes still when she reached out to you, or how did that happen?
No, so I went to OnTECH initially, but we were partnered with them.
Okay. So when you talked to Miss Lewis, what did she say about OnTECH?
She was basically telling me how they were a family and that they were just all, basically together there.
You said you're a student who speaks up. You like to share your opinions.
Yeah.
How did you find your voice? How have you become a person that's so open to stating how you feel or what you're thinking?
So I used to go about things the wrong way. I used to try to approach things in a sense where I was loud and just lashing out. And being at OnTECH, they told me that that's not always how you got to go about the things that you that you want to speak up about, especially being a young black man. You gotta like approach situations differently. You can't just be loud and lashing out because people are gonna look at you like you just a loud black man, and nobody's gonna listen to you like that.
So when you hear, like, hey, there's a way that you go about, don't be loud and lashing out and find your voice, but find it in like a peaceful and direct way. Who helped you to get there at OnTECH? Who helped you to really feel comfortable in your voice?
Really, the person that helped me feel comfortable in my voice was Miss Lewis. She would like sit down and talk with me, and even if I was lashing out, she would help try to get my point across to the other people at the school.
And when you speak about Miss Lewis, what is your favorite thing about her?
The fact that she sits down and tries to listen to the kids, like she'll try to get your point across. Like she's one of the person at that building that takes the most time to try to get the kids' point across to the adults.
And it's funny how we link the first ever episode of Wolfpack Mentality to the second episode, as Heaven Lewis was with me as my guest. So, she spoke about going beyond teaching
Yeah.
and really, speaking with you about social media, about mental health, about things that are going on in your life. So, how does she show you on the daily that she's really there for you?
I think Miss Lewis really takes huge steps to show me that she's there on a daily. Like she pushes multiple kids to get to practice. She even drops me off most days. She's literally just somebody who's gonna be there for you in any way that she possibly can.
To have someone in your corner outside of your own family like Heaven,
Mm-hmm.
what has that done for you? What has that meant to you to know that she'll do whatever she can to help without even having to be asked to do it?
For me, that's really a lot because when I was growing up, I really didn't feel like I had a lot of people that supported me, even in my family. So just seeing somebody that would do that outside of my family really showed me that it's people here for you.
And how did you grow up? How would you describe your childhood?
My childhood, I would say I had a good childhood, but at parts I would just make it difficult on myself by not listening to my mom or just not wanting to hear what she says.
What can you say about mom now? Do you listen more now?
Yeah, definitely listen more now. Me and my mom's actually on a great path. We get in a good relationship now.
How did it change for the better?
It changed wonderfully. Like I just used to like have some sort of like bad relationship with my mom, and that was just basically on me not listening and stuff. But now that we having a good relationship, it's affecting my mental. I'm feeling better mentally and everything.
What does mom think about OnTECH and you being there?
My mom's actually one of the ones who wanted me to go there too because I wanted to go to CNS, but she was like, "Nah, you just gonna go here." So she's actually very good about OnTECH.
What's mom's first name?
Rakisha,
Rakisha. If you could say anything to Rakisha right now, if she's watching, what would you want to say?
I love you, ma.
And you're when you're growing up, like you said, and mom looking out for you and you learning how to listen and appreciate and whatnot. You've obviously grown as a young man. How old are you now?
18.
So you're 18 years old. If you could go back to like 10-year-old you, what would you say to the 10-year-old version of you? What advice would you give?
Hey, you gotta stop being bad in school. You got to. Just that.
And you talk about Miss Lewis, you talk about your mom, people that were there for you outside of your family, beyond Miss Lewis and whatnot. But you have to make a decision, right? To change for the better. You can bring the horse to water, but you can't make it drink. So, when in your life did you feel like you were at a crossroads of, I can keep going this way, like you said, don't be bad in school, so I could keep kind of going down that road of negativity, or I can switch to positive and, do better for myself? When do you feel like that happened for you?
That happened for me about, it was seventh grade, the year after COVID when all the kids started going back to school. I got held back, and that like, it really told me, okay, I gotta lock in and like focus on school and stuff and focus on me and not trying to be a class clown and all that other stuff.
So the adversity of being held back is where you feel like you transitioned into a positive.
Yeah.
What did you learn in that year that you were held back in seventh grade?
That is really on you. You can't slack and then expect to be pushed forwards. You can't like just be lazy all year and then expect, okay, you can just move on. No, it's not how it works.
So you go through that year, you go through that adversity. What was your favorite part of that year when you look back on it?
Meeting all the new people. I met a bunch of new friends that I'm still friends with today, and that was the best part of it.
Now, when did football come in for you within all of this? When did you start playing football?
I started playing football in third grade, but then I didn't play after that because I was in so
Okay.
much trouble in school. So I started playing back up again during high school.
So, OnTECH is when you started to play again, when you
Hmm.
got this relationship. You're an athlete, which is the title you put on a student athlete that plays multiple positions. You just put ATH. So, what positions do you play currently?
Mainly this season, I will be playing QB.
Okay. What other positions have you played or has there maybe been an interest in?
Yeah. Oh, my main position that I truly like to play in is running back.
Okay. So you said you believe you'll be at quarterback this year, but you've played at running back.
Mhm.
If you could choose right now, which one would you choose?
Running back.
Running back?
Yeah, I'm a
Why?
true runner on the field. My vision and being able to just read the defense during runs is beautiful.
Okay. But you believe you're going to be more at quarterback. What makes you believe that?
I need to take a step up and play QB for my team this year because we don't have, the right people for it right now.
Okay. So as a quarterback, how do you feel about you said you love to run, you love your vision at running back, but as a dual threat quarterback, what can you say about your passing ability?
On my passing, I've really been working on it this summer, and I'm very confident in.
What have you done to improve your efficiency as a passer?
I've been working on just keeping the ball up, getting it up, and just working on my follow through with the ball.
Why do you love football? Why football?
I don't know, I love football. I really love football because it is something where I can come and relax and just clear my head from all the stress that I got going on. And I just love the game. It's good to focus on. I have fun with my friends, everything.
And you talk about OnTech being a family. How do you see that with the football program specifically?
Oh, onto being a fan of the football program really just builds onto it. Like it allows even people who haven't even got to the school yet to come in and meet the faces that they're going to be seeing every day, all day. So it's like we just building on that.
Who are some of your teammates that you feel like you've really built a close relationship with?
Some of my teammates is Izzy and DJ.
So you say Izzy and DJ. Why those two? Why? We'll start with Izzy. What is it about Izzy that you feel like has made you so close and built such a good relationship?
So me and Izzy, we actually went to middle school together, but we were never actually that close in middle school. We were both kind of our quiet in our own little worlds. So like just building on that connection and now actually being closer. Yeah.
So having that connection and building on that connection. Then DJ, I got to meet at your festival.
Mhm.
What is it about DJ that you feel like makes you so close?
So DJ is actually my brother's cousin on his dad's side. So we just been building off of that and been getting very close.
Yeah. And so to have those connections, to have those relationships, what has that done for you? How have Izzy and DJ maybe helped you to become the best version of yourself?
They actually pushed me to come to practice. Like DJ, he was just pushing me to come to practice yesterday when I didn't feel like it because I was in a very bad mood. But yeah, my teammates they pushed me to be there, so it's like they're good.
And you had mentioned Grimes and that connection. I do want to make a note here that OnTech used to partner with Grimes. Started an 8-man program when they closed and brought over their coaches to start the program last year. So that partnership, to kind of clarify a little bit when you talk about Grimes, that connection with
Mhm.
OnTech. So, OnTech has been such a part of you. When did you start at OnTech?
I started on tech in 2024, I believe, for 2023.
So you've been there for a while.
Mhm.
And if someone had never come to the school before, didn't know anything about OnTech, how would you describe OnTech to a stranger?
Hmm. I would describe OnTech as a place where you can come and feel a part of something. You can come and feel a part of a family, and your voice will always matter. And people aren't just going to leave you out as an exile or ex. I don't even know the word, but you'll be a part of the family.
How do you feel a part of the family every day? You keep mentioning that word family. How do you see that when you go up and down the halls at OnTech?
So when you go up and down the halls of OnTech, you're really gonna feel and see that family energy because every teacher will talk to you. Somebody will be asking how your day is. Somebody's gonna check on you. Like there's multiple days where I walk around where I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna try to be on my own show today, and I can't. Somebody's gonna check on you. Somebody's gonna ask how you're doing. It's a family. Nobody's just gonna let you be down and sad or by yourself at that building.
when you want to be alone, when you want to kind of, like you said, just crawl up into a ball and whatnot, and they don't let that happen. What does that mean to you that there's always somebody going, no, don't close off, like we're here with you?
Yeah, it really means everything to me that there's somebody always there for me, because there's just really moments where people are down in life where they need somebody there and they don't know what that impact really means. But, one person saying something to you can really mean a lot.
What's the best piece of advice that was ever said to you at OnTECH, if you can remember it?
Mm, Oh, that me sitting at home isn't doing nothing. You cannot close yourself off from people and then expect things to get better.
I love that. I can appreciate that. Kamari McMullin here with me in this edition of Wolfpack Mentality in our exclusive multimedia marketing partnership with OnTECH Charter High School in Syracuse, the first high school to sign a partnership of this magnitude ever in Central and Upstate New York history, as we are here on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora. Kamari, we've spoken about a lot of things on and off the field. You're here with Alan Bidwell, who's off camera with us here, an athletic director and also someone who teaches at the school. What can you say about your relationship with Alan? And so you talk about people being there for you. He drove you over to the studio today.
Alan Bidwell, I love our athletic director. He's like one of the top reasons why we got this football program. Ever since he's been at the school, he's been doing so much with our athletic programs. Like, he's just so good at it. And like, he's really one of the teachers that's going to be there for you. Like, I was just sad, and he was one of the people that came up to me, asked me how I was doing, trying to check on me. Like, he's been there for me ever since we had our coaches change. He's been doing a lot to try to check up on us.
What was it like going through the coaching change and how did you navigate it?
For me, this coaching change has been really difficult because I truly, really love my coach, and I do miss him. So at first, it's been a little rocky, and I didn't want to try to give the new coaches a chance, but I'm really trying now.
And how would you say it's going now?
Now it's going good. I'm putting my energy into it. I'm not just walking around mopey at practice, because I realize that I'm a leader, and it's my senior year. I can't walk around mopey and give off that energy to the freshmen or any underclassmen. I got to show them that I'm a leader.
You brought up being a leader. How would you define leadership?
Leadership is someone who knows that they can not control the path, but they can steer the path of other people in a good way. And it's just based off of how you do it. If you know that you can steer other kids into a good path, are you going to, or are you not?
So, how are you steering your teammates and your classmates into a good path?
So I'm trying to just keep our mentality up at practice, keeping the energy up, because what I realize is when my energy is down at practice, they will follow my energy. So I've been trying to keep my energy up and just keeping the mentality up and making sure that it's fun.
You talk about mentality. We call this segment Wolfpack Mentality. So, how would you describe the mentality of the Wolfpack?
The Wolfpack mentality is that we got an aggressive mindset, aggressive mentality, and we just want to be real aggressive, but at the same time we want to be kind and comforting with our own teammates. We want to make sure that everybody's good and everybody's ready and everybody's set.
So, as you step forward here, I've gotten to see these football jerseys. They look nice.
Yeah.
I kind of want to wear one myself. So, how would you describe the drip of being at the OnTECH Charter High School and part of the Grey Wolves?
OnTECH Charter High School, I think we have the best football jerseys in the whole section. You just got to see them.
And excitement for your first game. Bring me into that, the preparation of the first time you get to go up against somebody else.
First game against West Canada Valley is going to be home. It's going to be beautiful. We're going to show y'all magic. We're going to make sure everybody believes in OnTECH this year.
And you get to use facilities from West Jenny to play your football games. What can you say about your field and your home field advantage, so to speak? What's it like to be at West Jenny with the fields that you have, that you utilize in the Camillus area?
The home field is nice, and I really love that we're going to be playing a lot of under lights games this season. And the crowd, our fans, are going to get us really energized and energetic this year.
How would you describe the OnTECH community when it comes to the fans or comes to your support?
Our fans, they show some good support. Sometimes, your fans are going to talk trash, but that's just fans.
So we talk about mentality. We talk about outside noise. How do you calm yourself? How do you kind of take away the outside noise and stay strong mentally?
So after playing football for so long and hearing the crowd, you kind of like just learn to tune it out. So when I'm playing, I don't really hear it.
Mental health means what to you?
Mental health means a lot to me. I've had my ups and downs and struggles with it, so it really means a lot to me.
You said you've had your ups and downs. I have as well. We all go through it. I don't think you're ever completely done with it. I think it's a daily thing to work on. So how do you work on your mental health and mental toughness daily?
My mental health, I try to not be as alone. I try to be with my friends because I know they struggle with it just as much as I do, even though they don't like to speak up about it.
How do you help somebody else when you said, they don't speak up as much about it? How do you help?
The way I try to help my friends is just being with them, trying to listen to them when they talk, because I know I might not have the answers, but I know just somebody being there to listen to them is going to help.
And when you need help, where do you go?
When I need help, I try to go to people, but it's not like one of the first things I'm going to go do. I'll probably just go play football or basketball.
So you like to kind of just shut out the noise and go play a sport?
Yeah.
What is basketball or football in a tough moment? If you're having, a mentally exhausting day or a tough day or you're struggling, what does playing sports do for you to make things better?
Sports just clear my mind. I don't know. Sports has always been something that I can go to that'll clear my plate, and then I'll just be reset because you sitting there, you laughing, you playing the sport with somebody. It's fun. It takes away from everything.
Do you like to go out and have somebody with you on the court or the field
Yeah.
most of the time? Yeah, you do. So who are you asking to come out with you typically?
Usually I'm asking my friend Daryl, Jasir, Quell, and all of them come out with me.
And when you have those moments where you need a pick me up and you're out there with them, why choose the guys that you chose? What is it about them that you feel like just brings you back to a
That's
positive place, I guess?
that's a group that I've been with since my middle school years. So it's just like we're real close, and when we have problems, we're able to go to each other and talk to them about it. So it's just like I like to be with that close group of friends. When I'm down, it lifts me up.
How important is friendship?
Friendship is one of the most important things in the world.
And for you, you talk about the people that help you. And we've also spoken about your leadership. How have you grown in helping others? What would you say about paying it forward in your own life?
How I've grown in helping others is I had to realize that you can't always try to have answers for the situation. You're not gonna always be able to fix it, but you can listen.
I love this conversation because I feel like it's so needed in today's world for sure. And it's coming from an 18-year-old. So God bless you for that. Kamari McMullin here in this edition of the Wolfpack Mentality inside of our exclusive multimedia marketing partnership with OnTECH Charter High School in Syracuse, New York, my hometown. And before we get into rapid fire, where you and I get to know each other with some questions about literally anything, I want to go to football directly because we talked a little bit off the air about this. But favorite running back of all time?
My favorite running back of all time is Marshawn Lynch
And why?
because of his run after the contact.
Do you think that they should have given Marshawn Lynch the ball at the 1 yard line in the Super Bowl?
Yes. We would have won if they would have just gave him the ball.
So, favorite quarterback currently in the NFL?
Favorite quarterback, C.J. Stroud.
Why?
Because his explosive rookie year, he just got to come back. He just got to do better.
Okay. All right. So, do you think he will?
Yeah.
What makes you believe in CJ?
We got Tank Dell back and Nico Collins. We got the best receiver in the NFL.
All right. Are you a Texan fan?
No.
Who are you a fan of?
I'm a fan of the Giants.
Okay. So you pitch to me and the world that's watching why the Giants are going to win the East this year, the NFC East.
We got Jackson Dart, Cam Scatterboo. That's all we need. Oh, and Malik Neighbors. Malik Neighbors back healthy? Oh, yes.
What about your thoughts on Odell Beckham unretiring?
He could have stayed retired, but I believe in him this season. I believe in him.
Okay, fair enough. Favorite, if you couldn't play for the Giants, but you could play for any other NFL franchise of the other 31, who would you play for and why?
The Texans. They don't really have a running back right now.
Okay. All right. So you go to the Texans. Fair enough. Let's play some rapid fire here with Kamari McMullin. Kamari, you can ask me any topic, any question. We're going to go back and forth. You'll ask the first question, I'll ask the second, and we'll go for a few here. But it can be music, movies, TV, childhood, literally anything in the world. What's your first question?
What got you started in podcasting?
You know, it's broadcasting to me, whether it's in my studio or it was working for somebody else. A microphone's a microphone, a camera's a camera. And I started in traditional radio. I worked in TV as well. And I made the decision to shift to my own business back in, my goodness, July 20th of 2012. And so what got me into it, I was having these conversations off the air. I love sports. I love bringing people together. I love helping people to smile and laugh and cry for the right reasons. You know, there's a quote by Jim Valvano that said, if you think, laugh, and cry in a day, you had one hell of a day. And I took that to heart. I really love bringing people together. I love genuine emotion, showing people that you care about them, giving them a spotlight, letting them tell their story. I think a common misconception about a broadcaster is that we just like to hear ourselves talk, but we don't listen. And I would say that, I mean, you can see in the studio, I don't have a notebook in my hand. So obviously I have to listen to you in order to ask the next question. And we've had about 20 questions here. So I think showing people that you care, that they matter. And, you know, my legacy in this world is that when I'm done with this world, hopefully 100-something years old, and I go peacefully in my sleep, that the people that have crossed paths with me know how valued they are, how much they matter. And hopefully I shined a little bit of light, made them laugh and made them think, maybe help them to make a good decision in their life. That's my hope. So I got into this to reach as many people as I could and hopefully shine a lot of light. My question back to you, Kamari. If you took over my show for the day and it was Wake Up Call tomorrow morning with Kamari McMullin, who would be, pardon me, your three guests that you would have on the show? So it's Wake Up Call with Kamari McMullin featuring three people. Could be sports, entertainment, family, friends, literally whoever you want. Who would you have on and why?
I would interview three players from my team. We would go with Israel K-Gel, Shahari Hell, and DJ Williams.
Why?
I would interview them because I feel like they have something to say. And I know that DJ and Izzy and Shahari all really want to get themselves out there and put their name out there.
So you would have them out there and put their name out because they're not typical to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. What's your next question for me?
My next question is, how do you feel about Avengers Doomsday?
I love that you asked that question. I think you saw it in my office that, you know, obviously we have an entertainment show called Superpowered Pop. I do a lot of Marvel coverage with Parker Banner, Kent and Wayne Comics and Games that's down in Cornelius, North Carolina, right outside of Charlotte. So how do I feel about Avengers Doomsday? I am a big fan of Robert Downey Jr. and Tony Stark. I'm interested in this Doom side of things. And I think, you know, there's certain things in movie trailers that get you. It could be the sound of the music, where it hits and what's happening in the action. It could be something that's said. And in the newest trailer, when Thor takes Stormbreaker and he tries to hit Doom with it and Doom stops it with his finger. And he's before Thor does it, he says, I will, what does he say? I'll bring you hell. I'll bring you hell, but I'll make you beg for it long before I give it. And Doom says, he just in his when he says, hell answers to me. Like that.
That was cold.
That moment, I was like, this movie's going to be crazy. And I think, you know, Reed talking to him, you know, Mr. Fantastic, when he says, you know, Victor, did you do this? And you just see his eyes, and then waking up all the Sentinels and saying, I'm Doom. You know, I am so excited to see how this is going to work, who's going to make it, who's not going to make it. I love that the X-Men are in it. So, in Nightcrawler, I cannot wait to see his power of teleportation again. It's been a long time for Alan Cumming. So, I mean, I would honestly tell you that I am so excited to be immersed in it, and I hope it's a fantastic movie because these are the type of movies I'll see like 3 or 4 times. So, my question back to you about Avengers Doomsday is you got to give me two things. If Kamari McMullin was a hero in Avengers Doomsday, who would you play and why? And then, secondly, if you were a villain in Avengers Doomsday, who would you be and why?
Ooh. If I was a hero, I would be Cyclops. Cyclops is my favorite X-Man, so I would be him. But if I was a villain, gotta be Doom. Doom's looking like he's gonna win it all. Yeah, you gotta be Doom.
All right. What's your next question for me?
My next question for you is: did you play any sports growing up?
I did. I played basketball predominantly, and still to this day, I'll go out and shoot. I always tell people if you give me 5 half-court shots, I trust that I'll make one. I have been in 4 or 5 gyms here in Central New York. I've been outdoors down in Florida, and I have a witness that I've made my first, my second, or my fifth half-court shot every single time that I said it.
Okay, we gotta set that up.
So, man, I'm ready for it. My question back to you, Kamari, if you could trade lives with anyone in the world for 24 hours, who would you be and why?
Mm. If I could trade anyone in the world for 24 hours, we do Patrick Mahomes. I want to see those rings.
You want to see the rings?
Yeah, I want to see those rings.
You just got to go in the house and look at the rings.
Just look at them.
Okay. All right. Well, Kamari, typically we don't do more than 3, but I love having you here in the studio. So for this Wolfpack Mentality, as we make history with our first ever OnTECH Charter High School guest in studio, you get to ask me one more and I'll ask one more. What do you got?
Who's your favorite superhero?
Of all time, my favorite superhero since I was very little is Spider-Man. You know what? I do find that with great power comes great responsibility. I think the media has, when I turn my microphone on in the morning, I have the great power of affecting people positively or negatively, telling the truth, spreading a lie. And there's a responsibility that goes with what you say. I do find great power in this. We've talked with people watch and listen from all over the world, from all over the country. And so every time I turn the mic on, I feel the weight of telling the truth, being consistent, caring, showing my faith in God, not apologizing for that, and being real with people. I do definitely embody Spider-Man's with great power comes great responsibility. And God does know that randomly in my life, I will flick my wrist, hoping that a web will come out. And I just once do I want it to happen, to have the power of Spider-Man for the day. And I will say this, Kamari, I don't think you know this, but the first major motion picture that I ever got to work on was The Amazing Spider-Man 2. I was in the movie as an extra in one of the chase scenes. So you can go back and watch that movie with Andrew Garfield and you can actually see me in the movie, which is pretty wild for a kid that grew up a Spider-Man fan to then get to play in a Spider-Man movie was pretty insane. My final question for you. Kamari, if you were president of the United States and you could give one piece of advice to this country right now, you step up to the mic and you say blank. What are you going to say?
I would say we all should try harder to come together.
We all should try harder to come together. I'd vote for you. Kamari McMullin, here in this edition of the Wolfpack Mentality on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, where sports meets life. Thank you for being with us. Thank you to OnTECH Charter High School for all that you do to provide opportunities for Kamari and so many students here in our community, students and student athletes. Thank you for daring to be different and for caring about the mental health, the emotional health, and the overall well-being of those that come through your doors. OnTECH Charter High School, let's keep making history in this community, and let's keep doing it in a positive and consistent fashion so that we build a better community for the future and that we help out these young men and women to move forward with a strong mentality, a healthy mentality, a Wolfpack mentality.